Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Saturday, September 12th, 2015. Here in the Lynn-Body-Mind we have me, Ra, also Black Wolf. In the Jamie Body-Mind we have Pan, other teammates in other levels of the physical dimension, all of us in the physical dimension and in the subatomic aspects of the physical dimension, the way the spirit world presences are considering us. That's right true. Now. We are experiencing an awful lot of challenges staying in the body. This entire week and these past few days have been extremely challenging. We really stink at this. So we assume that our videoed portion of the work this morning will focus on healing the root causes of whatever's going on that causes us to be out of these bodies rather than in them, and whatever that represents, in such a way as to manifest the divine plan. In other words, trigger the awakening right now. The data clearly showing what's needed is to provide a collective restart right now. And with that, it begins. It's interesting. I'm listening to a recording of a voice. That's true. And the voice of this body-mind. It's hard to discern who exactly is speaking through her at the time. That's but she's teaching a class, leading a class, and she's answering a question from someone. I can see the person, and they're angry and resistant. That's and true. Don't want to live their soul plan. That's true. Not at all. And they're asking some question that's kind of like a feint, F-E-I-N-T, a fake move to distract the focus from what's really going on. And it could be that she's channeling me, that the body-mind is channeling me at the time. And the words that are coming out of her mouth directed to that angry woman in that class are, here's what's going on. You have confusion because you think that you have bargaining power with spirit. That's true. But do you know how much bargaining power we have? And then she says, this much. We have zero bargaining power. That's true. Zero. None. Absolutely no bargaining power. That's true. We cannot get these higher dimension beings to do anything to serve us. These are higher dimension beings. Respect is appropriate. We don't have any bargaining power. It's up to us. That's true. To bridge the gap, to prove that we are worthy vessels. That's true. It's a level 4 class. It's the talk on forming an effective interdimensional team. That's true. It's the Saturday morning talk of level 4. That's true. The jig is up for us. This body-mind now knows that we too are fakers. That's true. If we don't choose to do what is given to us in every moment. And the body-mind is really going above and beyond, actively leading us through opportunities for refreshing our soul energy in the body. That's true. And actively screening for intent to do the work as assigned by wiser minds above, always wiser minds above. That's and true. To do the work to specifications. That's true. And if we don't even intend to do the work as assigned and to do it to specifications, then we're fakers, and she screens us out right then. That's true. But it's still an honor system. That's true. And then we come in and we discover the assignments are difficult, and just like everybody else. Now it's actually true. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. That's true. Our souls have a plan for our lives. Before we came into these bodies, we knew there would be challenges, but we expected to win. That's true. Now we're in the bodies. It's harder than we thought it would be, and we begin to play small in the game of life. That's true. And this is true for us, even as mighty wizards, quote unquote, and that's pointing out how arrogant we all are. That's true. When what we've proven over this last large-scale experiment is that we are soap fluff. That's that true. 2 cordoned off, miserable, suffering life forms now have well over 400,000 spirit world beings and many nature realms beings, and they still aren't doing some simple tasks that are theirs to do. That's true. And that shows that without a search for truth, we're completely ineffective.
That's true.
And that's why we now have a number of spirit world beings down below the end of the line outpost, engaging in the prerequisite to being in this actual search for truth pillar, where we simply start by carrying up cases of lies from beneath the end of the line outpost, the archetypal lies that are messing up life in all dimensions, putting them on the trains.
That's true.
And when we progress past a certain point, then we are able to advance into the end of the line outpost, begin the work there. And at every single stage of progression, the difficulty level amps up exponentially, and immediately our reaction is, oh, that's too hard.
That's true.
And in all integrity, what we need to do is go back down the stairs and do something easier. But what we're instead doing, for the most part, is just riding along, waiting until the next refresh call, and then we leave with all the others who were doing the work. And so it's kind of like kids who don't do the third grade work, but are advanced to fourth grade. What now? How may we be of service right now to actually heal the root causes of whatever's going on, causing it to be so difficult to stay in the bodies, and whatever that represents, in such a way as to trigger the awakening right now, provide a collective restart right now. Again, it circles around to zero bargaining power, but this time the shoe is on the other foot. This body-mind has been pulling us in, calling us in, drawing us in, and even like tethering us in.
Right, tethering us, giving us places to lash off, helping us ratchet.
And she's not resisting, but she's saying now, do it yourself. Do it yourself.
That's true.
And she's saying, let me see, what is it? There's something more. Hold on. I'm not having any fun.
That's true.
I don't actually want to live on planet Crazy. And based on what I see, I don't want to be in the spirit world either. And based on what I see, I don't want to be in the nature realms either. So actually, there's nothing that you can hold over my head, because I don't want any of that. If you aren't going to hold up your end of the deal, then the deal is off. I'm done. I am complete.
That's true.
What do I know? I know from years as a CPA with a specialty in business that the perfect negotiation stance is to be completely ready and actually almost eager to walk away from the deal.
That's true.
You want to walk away from the deal, and only if the deal is perfect will you stay. That is the perfect negotiating stance.
Got it.
That's where she is. She doesn't even want to be here. She doesn't want to be here. She's ready to walk away from the deal.
That's true.
She says, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
And we haven't held up our end of the bargain.
We continue to let in higher souls who say crazy things.
That's true.
And wish to argue and are trying to literally bargain.
That's true.
Why don't we seem to be able to stop this? Because we're saying over and over again, go away.
Go away.
Go away. Go away. If you want to argue with this position, then this isn't the right place for you. Go elsewhere. It's a big, wide physical dimension out there. Go away. Go away. Go away. Only those who are ready to do the work, ready, willing, and able to actually engage in the work and actually do the work, are welcome here. All others, go away. There are supervised activities in those two cordoned off life forms, and there's all the rest of the physical dimension.
That's true.
Leave us alone.
But I know this morning, when we were working with this issue of higher souls or higher presence behaving inappropriately, what Pan was doing wrong was not affiliating with the higher soul who was
being ineffective,
being inappropriate, really inappropriate. And so it's possible by saying, go away, what I'm doing is abdicating responsibility instead of affiliating with the problem, aligning with the problem. I am the problem and I can change.
Excellent point.
That could be. Because I can feel how, for myself, when I say go away, I can feel the way my energy body starts to distort right away.
True.
Instead of looking at it from the perspective of, wow, how can I change to make this problem go away?
Well, looking at it from the perspective of higher soul of Ra rather than lower soul of Ra, I see how I am not doing a good enough job at policing this gathering. I need to ask certain people to leave, and I thought I did ask them quite clearly to leave this morning. I thought we ejected them.
We did press the button and they were gone.
Right. Get out. You. And you.
And you.
You have to go.
That's true.
Go and don't come back in this door. The only way you can come back in is by working your way up. You have to go down and cart up crates of lies until you have a feel for what's actually going on.
No one is exempt from the rules.
None of us, not me, not any of us.
None of us.
Again, my attention is brought to how the assignments are coming in from wiser minds above.
That's true.
And they seem impossibly difficult, and so I am doing other work and I'm not doing the assignment.
No, I'm not doing the assignments. I'm doing the things I know that I'm good at.
Right.
Because then I know I'll feel better. Well, quote unquote. That's the lie that I'm telling myself.
Right.
I haven't solved the actual problems.
It's possible the actual problem is this body is despairing.
That's true. I know I don't want to deal with that.
Right.
I want to avoid that as much as possible. Because I know that I'm responsible. If I was doing my job, she wouldn't feel despairing, is my story.
Right.
It's because I'm not doing my job. We collectively, but I'm focusing on
what
myself.
Can I do?
What can I do? Right. What can I do?
I can do more.
I can do more.
I can do more. I can do more.
I can do more.
Well, I Black Wolf can do more too.
I hear Betty Jean saying, I can do more.
Well, Betty Jean, you have another despairing body on your hands right there.
True.
You actually do. You have a despairing body in that subatomic level that we call the transport portal. She's maybe even more despairing than this one is. And you're the only soul in that body. But you're helping her, helps this one. She just takes heart when any body, any physical form, is being treated appropriately.
That's true.
When any higher dimension being is being appropriate.
That's true.
She takes heart. So you can help by being appropriate with this being we've been calling the transport portal.
That's true. That's a good point, that the Lynn-Body-Mind takes heart when any non-physical presence is appropriate with a physical presence who is stepping up.
Well, I think she takes heart when anybody is actually doing what the situation actually calls for, and it's just so incredibly, exceedingly rare for that to occur.
That's true.
That she is despairing, because over and over here in the physical dimension, pretty much no one seems to be doing what situations are actually calling for.
That's true.
They're doing they're taking actions to make this a better world for them. Yes, everybody's focusing on me.
That's true.
And their total focus, I'm quoting, is how can I make this a better world for me? And what's more, how can everybody else also make this a better world for me? Just total self-centered focus. And that makes her despairing. And then she looks to the spirit world presences, and we are still acting with bigotry. And she looks at the nature realms presences, and they're still acting with bigotry. And it's depressing, and she doesn't want to live.
There isn't a whole lot of hope in either body.
No.
If you feel for hope,
I scrape the floor.
There's no hope here.
There's no hope. Well, we're supposed to be the inspiration.
That's true. That's my responsibility.
I think it's important to acknowledge, just say, look, I see it. I see it. I just have been stinking at this. I see that I'm stinking at this.
I see that I'm stinking.
I'm so sorry it's taken me so long to correct this. I am not intending to hang on to this extremely bad pattern.
No.
I am intending to move beyond this bad pattern and do what is mine to do. And this last week I've just been doing an appalling job, a rotten job. I see that. I really do see that. And it is not my intention. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Maybe we can correct some errors.
It's true.